welcome to Tathaastu. Today, I'm going to talk to you and give you my thoughts on the movie Aadu Jeevitham-The Goat Life, directed by Blessy. It's a 2024 movie starring Prithviraj Sukumaran, Amala Paul, and a few other international cast members. This is a survival drama with regard to how a real life character named Najib was sold into slavery when he was supposed to move to the Gulf to get a job, and the entire movie is about him moving out of that slavery and escaping the desert and moving into a better life and coming back to Kerala. It's a very somber movie because it's not just the fact that this movie is based on a novel which is based on a real life story. It's also the fact that the making of this movie took about 16 odd years across the pandemic, across different locations, and Prithviraj had to do so many things for him to become the character, and so did Blessy and so many other actors. I think the struggle to make this movie itself is applause worthy, but beyond that, into the actual movie, I think it is a testament to Blessy and the struggle and the conviction that Blessy has with regard to this movie, that it has come out so very well. I wouldn't say it's an exemplary movie in the sense that it isn't a movie that's going to make you watch it over and over again. But that's also because the first time you watch it, you don't want to watch it again because it is so heart wrenching, it is so scary, and so mouth drying. It's not mouth watering, it's on the contrary, it's so mouth drying because you can feel the loo, which is, you can feel the hot winds of the desert, you can feel the sand in your mouth when you watch the movie. It is so very dry in terms of just watching that movie that there is no other explanation to it. Prithviraj has given his heart and soul to this movie. It is such an excellent portrayal, and you cannot ask for more dedication from this actor. The entire movie stretches across a few years where there are metaphorical mentions of how a man turns into a goat, both figuratively and literally. Because when you see Prithviraj, which is Najib, start from Kerala, which is filled with water, filled with greenery, filled with life, almost in that sense. And when he moves to the Gulf and he's sold like a goat into slavery, where he sees nothing but sand. It's like an ocean of sand that he sees throughout this area that he's not able to figure out where he's come into. And that's pretty much what a goat is, right? A goat comes into a farm not knowing anything about its life. And that's the first instance of the metaphorical comparison. The second instance is the lack of water, right? It's almost like food, water, shelter is all in control of a master, and not unlike humans who probably don't have masters to control themselves in terms of hunger, food, etc. Here, that is the case where Prithviraj has to literally rely on his master to give him food, and it's not just give him food; it's almost like he's being begged. He's begging for food. He's almost thrown food. He's given water in the same way that a goat would probably drink water, which is through a small canister placed in one area. Eventually, over time, with the fact that he has an unkempt beard, unkempt hair, he almost looks everything like the goat that he is herding, right? And the escape from there, the resilience from there, the fact that it is so visceral in terms of showing the kind of heat, the kind of horribleness that the desert can hold for you, I think Aadu Jeevitham does a splendid job. And the reason why I don't think it is an exemplary movie is because I think we don't hear a large chunk of the inner monologue of this person. I think the transition from a man to a goat happens more physically, and the internalities of Prithviraj's transformation isn't conveyed as well as Blessy probably thought he was conveying this movie. And that's one gripe that I have, for because it doesn't really help us understand why this person feeds like a goat. And I literally mean feeds like a goat, right? But other than this gripe, I think this movie is an excellent watch. It is a cautionary tale for people in terms of migrating abroad or any other place. I think it is a cautionary tale for all of us to understand the. I'm sure all of us probably want to be like in deserts and sold into slavery. Nothing of that sort. I think it's a cautionary tale for us to understand the kind of luxury we have in our home countries and the kind of sacrifices we'd have to make, the minimalistic sacrifices to the macro sacrifices that we'd have to make when we move abroad. And I think those things are things that you need to keep in mind. And I think Blessy talks about a large number of these kind of metaphorical concepts through this movie. It's a fabulous movie to watch. Please catch it on OTT. Thank you very much for your time.